program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. On today's Society Watch, we will be discussing numbers of issues starting from Edo State. 100,265 residents benefits from FG cash transfer. That's from Yuwa Ade Desulu.
From Benue State, Idoma Monarch ban expensive funerals, set bride price at 50,000 naira.
From Ogun State, nurses protest unfavorable working conditions.
B nabbed suspects, 2 others for job record.
It's New Year. The beginning of every new year signals a hope, faith, and desires to be met. From all of us at Morrison Communication Limited, Atlantic Television Network, and Wish 99.5 FM, we pray your desires for 2024 are met and that you enjoy abundant grace all year round. Happy New Year and welcome to Excellent 2024.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And joining us in the studio this morning is a lecturer and senior administrative staff at Clifford University, Abia State. I'm talking about Dr. Barido Thompson Okochi. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me today on the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, my sister. Happy New Year.
Same to you, sir.
Happy New Year, Nigeria.
Happy New Year to you too. Let's look at our first story for today. From Edo State. Edo State government reports 102,650 beneficiaries in the second phase of the renewed Hope cash transfer. The general manager of the state's social management program, Yuwa Adesulu, disclosed this during a refresher training in Benin City. The initiative is part of the national social safety net project Scale Up, aligned with Governor Godswill Obasiki's commitment to add to aiding the poor and vulnerables, leveraging on the social register covering over 1.6 million individuals. She added that they want to do their best to find the beneficiaries and capture them for the programs, noting that no one should be left behind. Dr. Okochi, this program, according to our president, is aimed to cushion the effects of subsidy removal. And of course, they have started talking about are going to reach 15 million households. But do you think that 25,000 to different households is enough to actually cushion this effects of subsidy removal? Because this has been a talk of the day since this started. And in Edo State, of course, they are talking about 25,000 for each family. But is it enough to actually help in this subsidy removal, looking at the fact that the price of fuel is going higher as day goes by?
I'm sorry to be amused over a serious matter. I'm just sorry to be amused. Will not fit the mood of the season, which is Happy New Year. You know, but having apologized ahead of time, I will, as usual, dissect the issue. You see, this thing, this scheme, this initiative, on the surface, may look well-meaning.
That's where Dr. Okochi is actually riding off. And of course, they are, the NNPC has given us the assurance that the Port Harcourt refinery, and you have seen the picture yourself, that is getting...
I've already answered you. It's just to read.
Actually,
I
do
have
not to
said
alleviate
it
poverty.
over and over. Nigerians that have BVN, start there. Dump 50,000 naira per month to their accounts.
What is it?
Excuse me. And then create a code that says, I don't need this money, I'm going to press this. So if it gets to Otedola, if it gets to Adeleke, if it gets to Davido, and then they don't need it, there's a code you press to say, I don't need this money. Otherwise, pay 50,000 naira monthly to Nigerians. Let's start with that. Then you can begin to talk of other things.
Dr. Okochi, you are saying that 25,000 is not enough. Why are you optimistic that 50,000 will be enough if 25,000 is not enough?
The one that cool, how am I going to do? How am I going to buy a generator out of 25,000 naira? This is just to ridicule us in the eyes of the international world. Let us go ahead.
Okay, Dr. Okochi, if the federal government decides to pay 50,000 to individuals, it means that they are not ridiculing us before the eyes of the world.
Of course, that makes sense. It makes real sense. Because first of all, when you convert 50,000 to dollars, one can say, hey, it has a name, not 25,000. Let's do the mathematics, if not for time.
And I'm saying,
at that times, the number of people in the household, number of persons in the household. Don't forget that yours is 25,000 for a whole household. Even that means.
Dr. Okochi, remember that this is not for the rich, it's for vulnerables. It's for people that are in.
I think that since the government has started with this strategy of allocating 25,000 naira per household, don't you think that there's a tendency that they'd want to improve and do more?
Improve on what?
Given that they can start with 25,000 naira.
Improve on what? Improve on what? How do you improve? How do you improve when the things that are going to be spent on, the money will be spent on this country?
Not at all. Of the deceased, of their right to inheritance of the deceased property is hereby prohibited. For the avoidance of doubt where the deceased is survived by wife or wives and children, such children and wife or wives shall have the right of first consideration in the apportioning of an inheritance in the absence of a written will. On the burial of a married woman, the monarch said the deceased wife shall be buried in her husband's place, except in special circumstances where the wife during her lifetime was married to and had children for more than one man, in which case the wife may be buried in her father's place to allow other husbands and children to partake in the burial rites. On marriage, the monarch said traditional bride price in Idoma land is hereby unified and fixed at 50,000 naira. All forms of expectation 2024 earmark a designated.
I'm mature 21, 22, you want to get married, and then the monarch says I should collect only 50,000 after I've spent nearly 15 million on you.
But then doesn't it sound like you're selling off your
It's not
child?
about selling.
Dr. Okochi,
Yeah.
so
It's not about selling. Let's look at the
statement. Statements here you will always see from people, appraisal and all of those, but we didn't.
Why will I just give you? How much is a goat? If a goat is 50,000 and my daughter is also 50,000, that doesn't make sense. But excuse me, but a cow for her wedding is 700,000. So the cow is more expensive and more valuable than my daughter. It can't work.
Dr. Okochi, are you saying that a lot of persons actually give out their daughters? Are you saying that they calculate everything they have spent on them?
No, I have not
Are you,
take
do
your
you,
wife
do you,
and
do you,
leave.
No, you didn't get that. That's not what he said. Take, for instance, on the day of your wedding, there will be cake. He never said cake is removed. He never said video coverage is removed. He never said canopies are removed. He never said the
But he
reception
addressed
hall.
extravagant
yes,
The
occasions.
rice.
Dr.
The rice
Kochi, there are
that
some
people will eat.
communities, and if you look at that, you will see the elegant way of doing things and the culture attached to it. So now the monarch is saying, no, all of those things is removed. We are not talking about a video coverage because you can possibly use your phone. I mean, we have some phones that are even better than the normal camera as per se. So that's not what he's talking about. If in that community, before a child gets married, you have to pay, give like 100 tubers of yams, you have to give this. All of those things is prohibited. Do you actually measure value based on what
What if that's what your child wants?
Is it her wedding or mine? I am the one giving her out.
But she'll be the one to live with a man, not you.
Yeah, but I'm not marrying her husband. I am wedding her. She cannot wed herself. Can she hand herself to the man?
Dr. Okochi,
Yes.
if this,
Can she hand herself to the man?
if this
Without
initiative,
me.
if what the monarch said
Yes.
is agreed in the community and you don't agree, and then it's time for your daughter's wedding, what will you do? Are you going to take her out of the community to go marry?
See, I'm not saying that the monarch lied or he did not do well. I'm simply saying it won't work. It does not work that way. You don't legislate culture.